takes it in overtime. Brady Tkachuk, breakaway shoots, scores!
Welcome to SENS TALK. My name is Brandon and I am your host. Today's video is a special one and a bittersweet one at that. As you probably can tell by the echo in this room, I'm filming in an empty room, and that's because today's video will be the last video ever with this backdrop behind me as I'm moving to a new place. And look, this is the third studio in SENS TALK history, and while it was only a short stay here, only 2 years, this backdrop, this studio, was the scene and the setting for truly some of the best years in our channel's history. Some of the best years, frankly, in SENS TALK history, without a doubt, happened in this very room. We were voted, for one, the best YouTube channel in Ottawa at the Faces Magazine Awards. I mean, my goodness, I still can't believe we won that, but that happened in this room, and that's, frankly, probably one of the most special things to ever happen to me personally, let alone for the brand. So that alone makes this room so special to me, because we really, we did a lot of great things here together, but of course as a brand as well. So winning that award was so special. We celebrated a decade here. Our 10th year anniversary took place just last season in this room, in the studio. And most importantly, my Mully debuted here, so that's the most important thing. But all jokes aside, winning an award, celebrating 10 years, that's a lot of history in 2 years happening in this room, so I'm truly gonna miss it, and that's why I wanted to spend a video dedicated on kind of reflecting on the last couple of years here in the studio, as I've done in the last 2 studios before leaving, and as well I'm wearing the original SENS TALK jersey, of course, because for special moments, you gotta wear some special pieces. And besides all the personal accolades, just alone the content we've made in this room still blows my mind. The people we've interviewed in this room is astonishing. Absolutely astonishing. Such elite people in the game have joined our show in this room alone. From prospects like Angus Crookshank, Matt Sogard, Tyler Boucher, Jacob Bernard-Docker, and Igor Sokolov, to some of the best broadcasters in the game, such as legendary play-by-play voice of the Ottawa Senators, Dean Brown, an idol of mine, joined SENS TALK twice in this room alone. Hockey Night in Canada's David Amber, of course, friend of the show, Bruce Garriock, play-by-play voice of the Sens on TSN, John Abbott, and of course, Wayne Scanlon, and many, many others. It's absolutely unbelievable. Some of the legends of the game, some of the best broadcasters in the game, that have taken time out of their busy days to join us, you and I, here at SENS TALK, for a conversation. It truly is mind-boggling, and frankly, it's one of the best parts of doing SENS TALK, getting to talk with such incredible people and prospects like that. And while it's been an absolute honor to interview those people here in this room for SENS TALK, I truly cannot wait for the new guests and reoccurring guests and conversations that we're gonna have in the new studio, because guess what? We are not stopping anytime soon, and the new studio is gonna make room for plenty of new memories. Believe me on that. And while there's been plenty of memories just for SENS TALK alone in this room, we've also seen quite a bit of memories from your Ottawa Senators on the ice happen in this room. I've reacted to quite a bit of videos, 224 videos over my time here in this room alone. So best believe when I say there's been a lot of up and downs in this room, let's just call it. And if I'm being perfectly honest, there's been far more good than bad here during my time in this studio. I mean, we've only been here for 2 years, but remember, Ottawa, for the first time last year in over half a decade, truly pushed for the playoffs. They were only 6 points away. They were in it until the end, which made for some very exciting hockey to watch, but even more exciting content to make. So, we saw a lot of exciting things, of course, like the emergence of our elite core here of Tkachuk and Stützle and Shabbat and Sanderson, the list goes on. But speaking of Tim Stützle, last year alone, we saw so many iconic moments, such as Tim Stützle, 90 points. Timmy Superstar broke out into the league and told everyone in the National Hockey League, I'm here, be ready. 90 points is absolutely insane for a player that's younger than me. 90 points for him. By the way, Brady Tkachuk as well, back-to-back 30-goal scorer. Now 2 years in a row he scored 30 goals. Both years, of course, here when I was reacting to videos. It's the first time Ottawa's had a 30-goal scorer since Milan McCulloch in the early 2010s. Now Ottawa's a couple, Josh Norris and of course, Brady Tkachuk and Claude Giroux and Tim Stützle, and the list goes on. But, at the same time, once again, Ottawa didn't really have any 30-goal scorers for over a decade, remember, and for longer than SENS TALK's history. So Tkachuk scoring back-to-back 30-goal seasons in this room is so notable, and also shows that this guy is truly the capitano that all teams would like to have. As well, Chris Neal's number 25 went to the rafters during our time here. Shout out to Nealer, absolute beauty, legend, and absolute probably the best enforcer in center history without a doubt. I can't really think of Brian McGradden. I mean, there are some legends for sure, but I mean, Chris Neil by far is like a fan favorite, and without a doubt, like the best enforcer in Senator history. So that was great to see, number 25 going to the rafters during our time filming in here. But as well, like I've already mentioned, the development of our blue line during my time filming videos in this room has been so fun to watch. Of course, we've seen Jake Sanderson break out into the National Hockey League last year, but of course, Tom Chabot continues to play fantastic. Artem Zub came out of nowhere in this room essentially and broke into the league, becoming one of the best and most underrated defensive defensemen in the National Hockey League. And of course, we acquired Jacob Chychrun in this very room as well. On top of all that, Claude Giroux had his best ever season. By the way, Claude Giroux is an Ottawa Senator. It's still absolutely mind-boggling to think about, but he had his best ever season last year as well, reaching 1,000 points. 30 goals last year, most of all time in a season for Claude Giroux, 1,000 NHL points. Remember, I was at the game. You can see it on the screen now. The entire team came off the bench to congratulate him and hug him in the celebration on the ice. Absolutely beautiful. So there's been so many iconic memories just over the last 2 years alone that I've been able to react to in this very studio. Of course, as well, the Summer of Pierre. So there's just so many things, and I'm leaving things off without a doubt. So my point here is, while the Sens didn't make the playoffs during the couple of years I was in the studio, it does not mean that there was no iconic moments, and more importantly, it does not mean that the Sens didn't do anything incredible. There's been so many incredible things that have happened during the couple of years in the studio, and I cannot wait for the playoffs in the new studio and to see what happens next in the new studio. I also want to mention that, when I moved into this place and this backdrop begun and everything, we were still kind of going through COVID. I moved in here in like 2021, and it was still a tumultuous time in the fact that not everything was open and there's a lot of uncertainty in the air and whatnot. And this channel always through the years has helped me get through some tough moments. Getting to interact with you guys, talk about our favorite sport, our favorite team, truly gets me through some tough moments. But through those couple of years, I'm not gonna lie, it helped me really get through it. And I say this now because over the last couple of years, I'm not gonna lie, COVID really made us grow like any other online creator. There's no ifs or but about it, it's just a fact. I call it the COVID boom, because in an uncertain and a terrible situation like COVID, content creators like myself unfortunately benefited from everyone being at home and having nothing else to watch. And because of that, in a positive light anyways, I've been able to meet so many more of you guys because of that and interact with you guys. And in the last couple of years alone, the amount of you guys that have come up to me just on the street alone, like last week, I was walking by Pizza here in Elgin, and a couple of people came up to me, supporters of mine, I guess you can call it, and we had a nice conversation, just a quick chat saying that they love what I'm doing or whatever. But even the small conversations, even the longer conversations, it doesn't matter. Just getting to talk with you guys online or in person, it just means the world to me, because it makes me feel, for one, that I'm doing something that truly is making an impact, but two, I'm making content that you guys truly love, enjoy, and are not going to forget. So I just wanted to mention that, because once again, I'm sure this channel and some people that have come up to me have told me or DM'd me online saying that, especially during COVID, that my channel and the content I've been creating and the constant, game recaps and the crazy, the crazy game recaps I put out there with my up and down reactions, I guess you can call it, has helped them get through some tough times. And I just want to say it's helped me get through some tough times as well. So it's an underrated part of the channel. We all get to go through the motions together, some good moments, some bad moments, but we all kind of get to forget about what's happening on in life and kind of just get to focus on our favorite team. So I just wanted to mention that, because in this room, I've got to meet so many people, of course, online, but as well, of course, in person as well, outside of the studio. And that's all because of the last couple of years, the amount we've grown. It really shows, once again, how much this content means to you guys, and it really kind of rewards me in a way, because once again, I'm not making bank off this. I'm not making millions of dollars like TSN and Sportsnet. I'm just a content creator online. So having people come up to me means the world to me, because it really allows me to connect with you guys personally, of course, in person. But more so, it really, once again, hones the fact that what I'm doing means something, and means something to a lot of people. So to everyone that's come up to me at Sens games or any other sporting event or just on the street here in Ottawa, thank you so very much. And I mention all this once again because before 2020, I had like 500 subscribers, I had like 1,000 Twitter followers, And I loved every single one of them, but I just didn't have that support where I could have people come up to me on the street or at games often or whatever. You know, there'd be the occasional person here and there, but not like now. And I mention that because now, whenever I go to a game, I get to talk to you guys because people come up to me, and that truly means the world to me, getting to actually have conversations with you guys, meet you guys, take pictures with you guys, hang out with you guys. I mean, it means the world to me, frankly. It really, really does. This community, as I've already mentioned, is so, so special, and getting to meet you guys in person, and way more of you guys in person because of our growth over the last couple of years, means the world to me. And because look, this growth over the last 2 years here on YouTube alone has been insane. On Twitter and Instagram and Facebook, on Twitter alone, we get like millions of engagements a month. I've gained almost 5,000 followers over the last year alone. Same with Instagram, same with Facebook. We have a great community on those platforms. I love everyone that follows us there, no doubt. But YouTube is the OG place. I started here. This is where we begun. And the community we have here is so, so special. In my opinion, it is the best community on YouTube by far. In the last 2 years, since September 21st, 2021, the first day in the studio, we've received 2 million impressions. I've gained over 1,000 new subscribers, and of course, by doing so, getting over 1,000 new subscribers, 1,000 new members of the SENS TALK community here on YouTube alone. And of course, during that time, as I already mentioned in this video, we posted 224 videos, achieving over 200,000 views total. And by the way, in those 224 videos, we received 3,300 comments from you guys. And by the way, that's about 14, 15 comments per video, which means no matter what video, I can post any video I want. I get to have conversations with you guys down below in the comment section, which means the world to me, as I've already said many, many times. Because look, being able to interact with so many members of this Senators fan base and the SENS TALK faithful really, really means the world to me. It's one of the biggest pleasures I have by doing SENS TALK for the last decade plus. And you know, once again, we have such a unique, really tight-knit community here in Ottawa. I think some of the turmoil over the last few years during that rebuild definitely helps that case and really makes it such a unique case here where we're a small market, but we're still a Canadian market, so we love our team. And the diehards are true diehards because the last 5-10 years have not been easy. And because of that, we all kind of feel connected in a way. And being able once again to interact with all you guys, especially over the last couple of years where the team finally has gotten better, but of course through the bad years, during the rebuilding years, before Tkachuk was an all-star, before we had Tim Stützle, I mean, it always meant the world to me. And now that I get to do it with even more of you guys, it's unbelievable. And this growth, 200,000+ views, 224 videos, which I'm very proud of course. We are very, very consistent on that. But once again, thousands of new subscribers and followers, hundreds of thousands of views, millions of impressions and engagements. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you all so very much for your support. I cannot say it enough. So as we enter the second decade in SENS TALK's history, I could not be more excited for what the future holds and even prouder for what we've accomplished in the past, including in this room. So while this room may be empty now, the memories in this room will always, and I mean always, live on YouTube, in your hearts, and of course, in my heart. So with that, I'll see you all very, very soon. And for the last time in this studio, I'm gonna say it loud and proud. I'll see you all soon. Go, Sens, go!